What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not another damn
Another
podcast
damn podcast.
presented by our
I
damn
just
self.
said
So 381.
381.
Shout out to our pace riders on 95th Street.
Oh yeah, I'm like,
You know, and the three is like it's about 300 pace buses as well. But I was the one that went if you were going to the plaza and you didn't want to take the 95W, yeah, you would hop on the 381. And if you had to go
381.
past two, like that would go like past Western. So if you had to go
Mm-hmm.
like way out there somewhere, 381
Yeah.
was the bus. Yeah.
From Rain Valley. College.
That was what you took. Yeah. So
Yep.
throwback right there. Shout out to all my Evergreen Plaza fans from back in the day. The real Plaza, not what they got. Like I know it still exists, but it's not like the Plaza.
It's not the plaza.
Yeah, not the outdoor shopping center with Whole Foods and all of that over there. Like nah,
Yeah.
and vitamin shop and all of that. Whatever that. We talking about the plaza, the indoor. Went old school on you that one. Yeah.
Mixtapes with the carts. You gotta get you a gray. I got my gray mixtape from the plaza. Yep.
You go to the plaza to go to the Lark to get a fit.
Not the lark. Oh my gosh. That's so old.
Throwing back on these and shit. Coda, get you some
Mhm.
gear from Coda. Like that's where we shot back in the Lark and Coda. What else was in the plaza?
Belvedere Blues.
Was Belvedere Blues in the plaza? I don't remember. It probably
Was it?
was.
I
I
know it was
know
one in
I know
River Oaks, like I
that's the
said.
one I know, River Oaks. Like, did they have one in the plaza? I don't remember. It's like
But definitely Coda and Lark.
Wilson Leathers if you need a leather jacket. Yeah.
Well, for girls, I would do the Deb
Yeah,
again. 579 wasn't that in there, I think.
probably. Yeah.
Like all like the girl, the girl wet seal. There you go. The girly outfits.
That's where we
Yeah.
shot back in the day. Head over to the plaza, pick something up. Yeah, because you about to go hit the streets and shit. Got to have your fresh fit if you're going up to the prop house or or you're going up to the club voyeur or whatever. Got to have a fresh fit. Went old school on that ass. I don't know where that came from. Probably 381. That's what I was like. Where the hell did that come from? Why just go
And
down
it
the
just unleashed all your memories.
yeah.
Hmm.
Before we get any further, I got to shout out the homie, yeah, homegirl Frankie Robinson, the big 5-0.
I saw, I was like,
5-0.
oh,
Okay, that's a milestone. Like,
I didn't
okay,
even know that I'm like, I don't see
because
it.
she
Where?
still looks like 35.
Where?
Like,
I'm like 50, where? I don't see it.
yeah.
See, ladies, if you take care of yourselves, like 50 is not old. Like, we changing the narrative on that, 50 back in our parents' generation and we were watching 50-year-olds as kids, we saw them looking over
It
50.
was like, yeah, that was ancient back when we were
We
growing
saw
up.
them looking like they were in their 60s back in the
Ancient,
day.
kid. Ancient.
Now it's like we out here, we still living life and still enjoying ourselves, looking good. But I saw that I had to do a double take. I was like 50 on her flyer. I was like 50, 50, where?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, happy birthday to Frankie. Happy birthday.
Also a big day for you personally, kid.
Yay.
Da-da-da-da-da. How did I do it? It's your anniversary.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you. 11 years.
Tomorrow will come. Girl, I can't wait. It's your anniversary. Shout out to Tony Tone, Raphael Sadiq in particular. Yeah.
So the question that we got when we went out last night for dinner, they was like, 11 years. Wow. They're like, what's the secret? What's the secret? So it's like we have reached that milestone now in our marriage that now, like now we're the elder. experienced couple now. So now it's like, okay, how do we get here? Because they're like anything after 10, when you get past 10, you're you're doing something right. It's like, yeah.
He is
I know.
no random white girls hanging around. Said 11. 11. You remember that was 11 years of that movie, yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. Nah, like
Lit his shit on fire, that movie.
all I'm gonna say is Angela wouldn't have nothing on me if you thought she was crazy, like pulling that
What's that?
closet apart, you thought she was
Wait, I was
crazy.
like, wait, I was like, what's the name of that movie? Wait, it's Exhale.
Wait, till-
I remember the song Mary did the song while 11 years. That's what made me think.
you thought that Angela went off. You don't want to see me in this situation. That's all I'm gonna say. No, but
It's
seriously,
good thing. It's good. Good 11 years. Not a
good
bad
11, yeah.
good
So that's
11.
what we said. The first thing is like you have to actually like your partner. Actually like your partner. That's
Facts.
the first part.
You try to like them before you love them, I believe. Yeah.
I know it sounds simple as hell, but actually like and want to spend time and be with your partner. Don't dread like I don't dread going home. I'm like, oh, I don't sit down in my car for 15 minutes before I go in the house and be like, you have to actually like your partner. You have to actually want to engage and be with your partner. So that's what I say. Do
Like
that.
them
If you
before you
start
love
there, then everything else will begin to kind of fall in place. So,
'em. I agree. I agree. Good stuff. Yeah. So
and then the way you jokingly said, you listen to your wife, you listen, he was like, yes. Like, listen to her. Like, joking, just kidding. It's not happy wife, happy life. It's happy spouse, happy house. It is. Keep your spouse, you guys respect each other and keep each other happy. Your house would be in order. So that's what I say.
yeah. Okay. Well, we got all kinds of directions we can go with this shit. Um, where would you like to start? I always start the shit off.
Well, we can start with the peculiar and obviously like sad news that we received like shortly after we recorded our last
Oh
show.
yeah, let's start there. Well,
We can start there
let's
with
do the trifecta. We'll build up. It's like three legends we lost last week. We're gonna get to the one you're talking about. We
Mhm.
lost Dikembe Mutombo, NBA
Yeah.
legend.
And we were just talking about him because we said that Jordan when he did the dunk on him
Talking
and
about yeah,
Jordan
on last
laughed.
episode we talking about like the greatest dunks. Cause I said Pippen on Ewing. I said Jordan on Mutombo's up there. Derrick Rose on Gordon Dragic. We were like naming the greatest Bulls
The
dunks
greatest Bulls
history.
dunks, yeah.
Said Pippen and Ewing. I was like, Jordan Mutombo is pretty good too, because Jordan gave him the Mutombo finger back. Yeah,
Because he was just saying to him, like, like, you'll never dunk on me because, like, Mutombo, because he kept on saying, like, Jordan
that's
not
why
going
he
to
was
dunk.
determined to dunk. He was a two dunk on him because of
And
that.
then Mike, as we say, the Mike meme, and then his way he took it personal. He took that personally.
Mutombo was what 58, I believe, was he? Yeah.
Yeah, he had brain
Right.
cancer.
I know he had been battling that for a while. Like, he had surgery like a couple of years ago, I want to say. So I know he had been battling it for a while.
But just the greatest thing about him, just not the fact about him being just an excellent player on the
Hall,
court, but
Hall of Famer on the
just like not even that. The most beautiful part about him is that
his
his
off the
stuff he
court,
did
his
off the
off the
court.
court work. Yeah, his
He
off
built
the
a whole he built a hospital
yeah.
where he was from. Like he went back to his country and had a hospital built and named it after his mom.
Yeah.
That's how you get back to your community. Like that was just so inspiring to see. It's like he actually did do the thing where, okay, I went over, I made all this money, I became this celebrity, this huge star, but I went back and I gave back to my community.
Yeah.
That was just a beautiful thing to see. That was just, and that legacy to be left, like people can look and say, hey, this is the hospital that Mahambo built. You
That, yeah.
know, it'll be there.
Some of his career highlights. He's the first, you might not know, like the first ever eighth seed to upset a one seed in the playoffs.
Hmm.
It was when he was with the Denver Nuggets, the team that originally drafted him. They upset the Seattle Supersonics. That
Hmm.
Supersonics team was stacked, Peyton.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they were this was like what 2 years before they played Jordan in the finals of '94 playoffs, I believe. Yeah. So it was like
Hmm.
a couple of years before they were like finals bound. They got their ass kicked in the first round by Mutombo, and a young and up and coming Mutombo was like said, no, no, no.
They learned the lesson.
The
That's why
famous
they
picture of
came back
Macumpo when he
strong.
grabs the rebound, he's like with the ball, like with crying, like that's like the shot where like the first eight seed that beat the one seed ever. It's like I think it's happened about 7 times since then, including the Bulls.
Including the
One of
Bulls. I know we're not talking about that. We're not
them.
going to talk about that.
We're part of that list too. It's
We're
like
not going to talk
it's
about
only been
that.
about 7 times that this happened, but the first time was Mutombo. 93, 94 playoffs. Yeah. I was right. I think it was the 94 playoffs when it happened. Yeah. Something like
Hmm.
so that's one of career highlights. And then during his time, he never won a championship, but he did make a finals. His one
Hmm.
finals appearance when he was with Philadelphia. But
Nice.
they ran into Shaq and Kobe, so yeah, they weren't going to win. AI
Yeah.
and Mutombo weren't about to beat prime Shaq and Kobe. That wasn't
Yeah,
going to happen.
that's,
Yeah, they ran
yeah.
into a juggernaut. Yeah, they did get one win. It was a gentleman sweep, so that's
Yeah.
Mutombo's one and only
I was
final.
watching that. I was watching that finals.
What I remember about that, how Mutombo ended up in Philly, like who got traded? They traded Nazi for him. That's why I remember that
Mm.
person. Yeah, because Nazi was with the Sixers, but Larry Brown didn't like playing the rooks like that, so he went and got the veteran. Yeah, like, he traded away Nazi. I was like, he'll trade
Well, it
the
worked out because Nazi won a ring
and
with the
Nazi ended up winning. Like,
he won
yeah,
a ring
so
with the Spurs,
worked
so
out
it worked out.
worked out in the long run. Yeah, against the
Worked out.
Pistons, who were coached by Larry Brown at the time. So it came full circle. Yeah.
Came full circle.
Former
Funny
coach.
how
There you
life
go.
works,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Funny how life works
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But
But
Mutombo seemed like a fun guy on and off the court because the funny thing that I remember, like my two memories that I love that are cemented, I like the Geico commercial where he
a few
was
years ago, he
blocking.
appeared in yeah, like what's
No, no, no.
happier than Mutombo blocking a shot or whatever. It's like
Yeah.
they're running that campaign. It's like
When
yeah.
he slaps that cereal box, the cereal box explodes, and he just runs away like a toddler who just got into some trouble.
How
That's
was
just
it like? How
funny
did
to
think? I
me.
think how they went is like how happy are you to save money
Big
with
money, that's
Geico?
what it was.
Yeah, I'm happier
Happy
than
with
Mutombo
trouble
blocking
blocking
a
a shot.
shot. It's like that's like was one of the commercials they ran. It's like yeah,
When he slaps the box of cereal.
yeah, that's
And then
Mutombo.
runs
For those
away.
that don't watch basketball, that was Mutombo, the guy that was slapping everything away in the Geico commercial. That's the
And then my other memory is when they were reading mean tweets on Jimmy Kimmel. And then the mean tweet that they said about Mutombo, which isn't really even a mean tweet, they was like, if Mutombo ever starts playing ball, he could double as being the voice of Cookie Monster.
because he sounds like him. He had the voice, the Cookie Monster voice.
Cookie Monster.
Dikembe Mutombo, he had the voice. Yeah.
I'm like, that's not even really a mean tweet. He was just laughing. He just got such a kick out of it. He was laughing so hard at it. He
Yeah.
was just giggling at that. So, like so even like the mean tweet about him it wasn't even anything mean about him. So
That's all they could come up with. Yeah.
yeah. But a tremendous loss for, like I said, us as basketball fans. So
And for all my baseball fans, we lost the legendary Pete Rose. Yeah.
I saw that, yeah.
Baseball, who's not in the Hall of Fame. He had some gambling
Hmm.
issues later in life. Later in life, that's what kept him out. Is like but yeah, he was betting on his own games. Like this is like later in his so yeah, that's what kept him. But he is like one of the greatest. He was 83, I think he died.
Yeah, 83.
Yeah, he's multiple time all-star, like the hits, he's most hits in National League history, something like
Hmm.
that. Yeah. He's like, yeah, he should be in the fucking Hall of Fame. Maybe they put him in now posthumously, yeah. But the reason why he wasn't in was because of the gambling shit. It was a big scandal back in the day. But what's the name? But who did put him in their Hall of Fame was WWE. He made a few appearances during the
Ah.
Attitude Era when Undertaker's brother Kane Tombstone pile drives him in the ring. It's like a famous moment. It's like that. It would have been a viral moment from the 90s. If viral moments were around in the 90s, that would have been one.
I start watching wrestling by then. I'm like, I
Thrones,
missed all of
Thrones
this.
Tombstone by Kane would have been a viral
I know the
moment.
Tombstone. know how to do
That was
that.
a big. That's what I remember. I was like when he just grabbed him when he power drives him in the middle of the ring. Because he was coming out, talk shit about the local sports team because he's like, yeah, he's like, hey, like we kicked your ass back, like, and then like he just comes out and pile drives. That's how it went. Is that WrestleMania 14, I believe? So it was like some
So
years
you'd be
ago.
a historian for WrestleMania.
I'm just
You're a historian.
watching since the beginning. God damn it, yeah.
When it was WrestleMania with no numbers.
So then, and of course, the last one we lost was Mr. John Amos, like probably the most famous out of all of these three, yeah. Because everybody watched either from Good Times or Maude or Coming to America. Like he
Roots.
Roots, yeah. Because like let's break down his career. James Evans obviously is his most famous role. He
Mhm.
played that on both Good Times and Maude. He was always
Lamar,
known
yeah.
as Henry on Maude.
He
Is where
was
the
Henry,
character
but still
debuted. It
same
was
character.
Florida's husband. As they were building towards giving her her own spinoff, they started introducing like they brought him on there, like John Amos.
Hmm.
Like he played a show I didn't watch, but he played Gordy the Weatherman on Mary Tyler Moore. So
Oh,
like
okay, okay.
yeah. He also played on like I said, like an a grown up Kunta Kinte and Roots. He played the older version of him. He
Mhm.
played in Let's Do It Again. He was Kansas City Mac. Yeah.
Kansas City back, yeah.
That he played in that. Yeah, that's when the Bill Cosby Sidney Poitier movie.
Hmm.
They were like him and Deco, not Deco Malley, his Biggie Smalls and that, but yeah, John Calvin Lockhart. They were
Calvin Lockhart, Deco Valley.
basically were like numbers runners that got hustled by
Yeah, got hustled.
48 because they he knew hypnosis, so he
Yeah, he
hypnotized
put the
Booty
whammy.
Farms,
Put the
which is
whammy.
Jimmy Walker. But yeah, so yeah,
Hmm.
so he played. So Jimmy Walker and John Emmons worked together in that movie. So yeah,
Yeah.
he puts the whammy on him like he's like this like 40-1 underdog, something crazy like that.
Hmm.
So they cleaned up and then they somehow find out and they say, okay, you're gonna put the whammy back on him, yeah, and we're gonna get our money back.
Hmm.
It's like Kansas City Mac is like his character in that. He's
Hmm.
like one of the other street hustlers, the non Biggie
Yeah.
Smalls one. There. He also played, of course, Cleo McDowell, probably his second
Cleo
most
McDowell.
famous role. He played in Coming to America. He's the home McDowell's the home of the Big Mick. It's like
My favorite scene
where
is still.
where they got two all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, and onions. But at McDonald's, they
They
use
have
sesame
buns.
seed buns.
My buns
McDowell's
have no
buns, they didn't
seeds.
have any seeds. Yeah. So it's two different sandwiches. Yeah.
When he hits the door and then he spills the drink.
The late Louis Anderson.
Spills the drink, like, my favorite scene still in Coming to America that somebody put up when they were arguing and he was like, "You say one more word about Lisa, I will put my foot in your royal ass." When he says that to him.
When he tried to pay him off because it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
like my son, he's not marrying your daughter. Like, yeah, I can
He's the
compensate you. Yeah. How about $1 million?
no.
How
How
about
about
two?
two million?
There's
You don't
not got
have
enough
enough money
money
to
to pay
buy
my
me. Nonsense.
nonsense.
He was Joffy was out of pocket the way he said
And
nonsense.
then the late Matt Sinclair, yeah, she jumps. She's like, apologize to Mr. McDowell. That
I'm
was
not. The
rude. It's
man is
like, yeah,
beneath me.
I'm not apologizing to him. The man is beneath me. It's like
And so is his daughter.
that's and so is his. And that's when
And
he
that's what
jumped
he
in.
went off when he talked about his daughter. Like, okay, say whatever you want to about me, whereas you're not going to talk about my daughter. Right? You ain't going to talk about her. Please have my foot in your royal ass.
The king was like, "Pardon me," or whatever he
Pardon
said.
me. Cleo wanted the smoke. Cleo wanted the
He
smoke.
was ready. That was James coming out there. So I had a fan theory that Cleo McDowell and James Evans are the same man. I had a fan. It's
He
like,
did.
so James came out right there. He slipped back into James' role for a minute right there.
You can't talk about people's kids, though.
Yeah, here's my fan theory. Let's talk about it. So it's not going to happen now because he's no longer with us. So I
Yeah.
had an idea about a Good Times reboot and not that awful Netflix one. It's like an actual reboot where like James Evans faked his death because Florida was always fucking the bag up and shit. Think about it. He dies on the road in Mississippi. We never see a body. Yeah. it's a car accident, so like we can so the body got damaged, like maybe like hey, it was
Mm,
burned beyond recognition, so they didn't know like who they buried. Yeah, like, and all of this could have happened. We didn't see the funeral. We see him coming back from the funeral, so like no,
mhm,
we don't see any of that on camera. So we can assume the body was damaged. Yeah, and they buried a different guy. And
mhm.
so, like, how he gets the money, does and then when once I just mentioned Bard, it's like, yeah. So, like, the Evans family had ties to New York already because Bard was set in New York.
Right.
So he moves back to his hometown, and how he gets the money to start McDowell, like he
Life
had
insurance
the
money.
life insurance. He took out a policy on James Evans with the beneficiary being Cleo McDowell, which is his alias. So that's how he got the. And then starts his own business. Yeah, has a whole nother family with two daughters. Yeah. So just a fan theory I had. It's like, that's like that could have been how
So,
they brought him back. He comes back for Florida's funeral and they like, Dad? It's
where you been?
like, which would tie into Good Times because like James, his father, which was named Henry, ironically, hey, when they his father walked out on him,
A
like
lot going on.
so it kept the cycle going.
The cycle going.
When they brought Grandpa Evans back, it's like he met him as like as an he hadn't seen him since he was a kid, and he came back as an adult. It's like so he does the same thing. It's like yeah, he'd come back as an adult. Yeah.
Mr. Amos was
I
84.
forgot. He also played Major Grant in Die Hard too. Like yes,
Oh yeah. I
well,
just think
like
about when he put him through the engine.
oh yeah, when John throws him through the jet engine, it's like hey, 40 year spoiler,
Yeah,
almost
that was like 40 years
35
ago.
year spoilers,
At this
1989,
point.
90. Yeah, so 35-year spoiler. Yeah, yeah.
When
Major
he put him
Grant gets
through,
thrown into the jet engine.
that gave me nightmares. Like that traumatized me watching that as a child. Like that was a bit much.
Because they were all working together, him and Colonel Stewart and the general. Like it was like, but he acted like he was like they were after Colonel Stewart. No, they were all working together. Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, Die Harder was not that great.
I'm not
Not to
crazy about
me.
any of the sequels. I watched the original, like all the sequels. Kind of like kind of if I'm in the mood, I watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one I watched the least. Like Die Harder, I'll skip. Die Hard Adventures I'll watch because I like Sam
I
Jackson.
didn't like Die Hard with a Vengeance that much.
I like Sam Jackson, so maybe
I
that's
like the
why.
Simon character. The rest of it, I didn't really care for that movie. That was weak sauce to me.
And then everything after
It
that
didn't
became
feel
a
like a
tale.
Die Hard movie to me because it wasn't set on Christmas and
It
it's
wasn't
like
set
yeah,
at Christmas, and then
yeah,
it was in Detroit.
yeah.
All right, was it in Detroit, I think?
I think it was in New York, back in New York again. I think yeah,
Oh, okay. I thought they were. I don't know why I saw Detroit. I don't
it
know.
should have been Detroit. That'd have been amazing. I might have liked it then. It's like
Oh, they were back in New York. That's right. They were. They were back in New York because he was at the bodega. That's right.
yeah.
But yeah, though. But the other ones don't count for that. But
Uh,
yeah, 84
Four and
years
especially
young.
five, we really don't
Yeah, we don't count that.
especially five. Yeah,
84 years young for Mr. John Amos.
yeah.
It was, but the most shocking thing about his announcement was when we saw the date that he passed away,
Said his death day was like over a month,
August
like
21st.
over a month ago.
And his date was originally announced, his death was announced
First
on
to the
October
second, something like
1st.
that. Okay,
It was
okay.
announced on October 1st. So people initially were jumping into the so like people were like, why did they wait so then people immediately, you know how people are. Well, it's their business and family has a right to people started jumping
Even
in.
before we got there, people started AJN slash James Ingram and shit is like, yeah, like
Oh
why you
yeah,
keep
people were trying to do
posting this
that
like he
first.
died on the 21st. And then that's be like I just heard about it 10 minutes ago. Wait a minute.
They
Then we
just
start digging. It's like because I saw somebody post about that, dude died on the 21st. Why you just posting this now? I'm like, did he? Then I
mhm.
look, oh shit, he did die on the 12th. Wait a minute, yeah.
But we just
Then it
found
started
out.
getting intrigued. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Mhm. And then some people were even lying and said, I remember hearing about it. No, you don't. It just got reported
Yeah,
today.
then when it came out, it was just announced. Y'all just lied. I heard about it when it happened. No, you
Yeah.
didn't, nigga.
Like, but did I dream that? Because I have a vague memory. I have a memory of me hearing
Oh, you
about
just
this
got
being
caught
announced.
lying and shit. That's all. We
Oh,
caught you
you
lying.
don't.
Caught you. You got caught. Just admit it. You lied. We caught you.
My only thing is that that does happen sometimes. I said maybe that you may have seen this because people do announce hoax deaths all the time. Like
Yeah,
that
fake
happens.
deaths. Yeah, like that does have like
You may
Bill
have seen a
Cosby's
hoax.
killed off multiple times. This is before the scandal and shit. Like, yeah, people
Was
kept killing Bill Cosby. They
Oh
kept
yeah, Bill Cosby. Yeah, people kept on
kept
killing
announcing
him.
his death, and he wasn't. And then once all this stuff happened, it's like, okay, he's definitely not dead. It's like, but even
Hmm.
before all of that, people kept saying that, yeah, rest in peace, Bill Cosby. I'm like, I ain't here.
It's
I
a
know he's a
hoax.
big.
Yeah.
So I said, if he died, it will be a bigger deal than a fucking random Twitter post. I'm like, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
It's like
But
a big
TMZ is
star
going
like
to be the
that.
first
Yeah,
to
it's like, yeah,
TMZ is going to announce
I'll
it
be able to
first.
find it at
So,
TMZ or USA Today or something, or the Associated Press. I'll be able to find it somewhere
mhm.
legitimate, not some random. Plus, I said this cap is like if somebody a big star like that died, we know it. That's
Yeah,
what.
so when people were saying that, I'm like, you may have seen a hoax death, maybe. That's about the best I can say because like he did have some health challenges earlier this year. And you know, whenever someone starts having health challenges and they're a little bit older, people do like to, I don't know why people do that. That's an incredibly cruel thing to do is to put up a thing saying that somebody died and they didn't die.
Yeah.
That's not cool to do. It's just not. But so then when we was like, okay, his son, so we knew that it was real because it came from his son KC. His son KC
That's
announced
the source I saw. I'm like, okay, so this is legit. Yeah, his
it
son.
is with extreme sadness that I have to announce that my father, John Amos, has transitioned. You know, he didn't say the date. He just said he's transitioned and, respect the privacy. But the typical post that people give, like when they announce that like a celebrity has passed. It is with our great sadness that we announce that we've lost our so and so. If they choose to want to announce it, like if it was like a thing that was like a public knowledge, like if somebody was suffering from cancer or whatever complications from HIV, like if it was something like that, then people would announce that or whatnot. But if it's something you don't want to talk about, then you just say that they've transitioned and, we appreciate your prayers and your condolences, but please respect our privacy at this time.
Hmm.
And then where the story took a twist was his daughter jumped in the comment section. His daughter was like, I'm
We just
finding out right
we
now
just finding out the same time y'all found out,
that
basically.
my father
At
died.
first, like I said, we talked about we said maybe the family just wanted to keep
Just
it
wanted some
private. But
privacy.
then it's like, no, they found out the same time we did.
Because we know
That's
someone
it.
personally who
That's
did that.
interesting. Yeah, we
We
got a
knew someone
friend that
personally who did announce it.
lost her mom, and then she didn't announce it. It's like a month later or something like
So
that.
like 2 months later, she
I'm
announced
like,
it.
yeah, it was a while
Because
after.
it took a while because it's like when you're grieving, you can't like that's the thing that I've learned is that from grieving personally, it's like you can't tell someone how to grieve.
Right.
Grieving to one person may look like sitting in their room quiet with the lights out just crying. That's grieving to some people. Grieving to other people is I'm gonna go on this flight and I'm gonna go on this cruise and I'm gonna, my person died and then they wanted me to go and live my life.
Yeah.
That can be grieving to somebody else.
And some
Two
people grieving is going to the cemetery every day. It's like,
cemetery
yeah,
every day crying.
different. Yeah, it's like,
We
yeah,
know someone who did that when they
yeah.
lost their loved one. They were going
Her
every
spouse, yeah,
day.
like she was going to the cemetery when she lost her husband every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every day she was there.
Mhm.
So
So
you can't tell someone how to grieve.
yeah,
That's the bottom line. You can't tell people how to grieve. You can't. Going to Vegas and just gambling, just be out there gambling, gambling, gambling. That may be grieving to somebody.
um, burying your sorrows at the bottom of a bottle. Like some people, they drink. That's how they, yeah, like yeah,
Drink, yeah.
yeah. So people got different. They grieve differently. Yeah,
Or other substances if they go to harder substances than alcohol.
yeah.
You can't tell someone how to grieve, but as a person, what you can lend is like your empathy and you can lend that your empathy and trying to, like, hey, if you need someone to talk to, I'm here. If you need that. Going to therapy, going to other grievance, the therapy sessions like
Yeah,
that, support groups, like that the
yeah.
support groups doing that.
Burying yourself in work is people that do that. That just like
Yeah. For some
work,
people, okay,
they work like 80 hours a week now.
yeah, I took
Helps
I
them.
took the weekend off and that's all you did. Like If your husband just died, like your husband died, you took a weekend and then you're back in the office
Back
on
at work and
Monday.
asking like, yeah, like you got any extra hours? I got to tell you, looking for like extra hour. Like you looking for work to do now. It's like because you don't want to go home. It's like yeah, keep
Everybody
picking
grieves
up extra
differently.
shifts, like all of that. Some people grieve
Mhm.
that.
Everybody grieves differently. So, that's why I was like, well, maybe they wanted to just, it was like, maybe it was like a unexpected because even if somebody is air quote sick until someone passes away, it's still a shock when
It's a
people,
chance, yeah, yeah,
unless the person was like, you have been fighting cancer for 3 years and then you were in hospice because like once they put you in hospice, then it's kind of like, you
yeah,
know. So it's like you've been in hospice for like the last month and a half, and every day you're declining. You're declining every single day. Unless it's something like that where you can kind of prepare.
yeah,
But even if your person is sick, but they're just here one day talking to you, and then the next day they don't wake up, it's still a shock. So you may not want to share that, especially with being a celebrity. Your whole life is lived in the public eye. You can't have no moments for privacy.
yeah,
You don't have that. So you want to have something that you want to keep for yourself. And I get that. And that's what I thought at first. I didn't like drag people or whatever to be like, because we were all fans of John Amos. Like he was our TV dad. Like if
I
you
just
rank TV
named.
dads, like
He's usually
especially
in
in
the
the black
top five,
community,
like near the top. Our community. Yeah,
especially in the black community,
I
like
always said that James Evans was the most accurate depiction of a black
of
father.
a black father, I feel.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's the
And
most
it's
accurate depiction.
all day because the episode where he obviously had hypertension and he didn't want to go to the
Oh, he
doctor,
threw the chair. Yeah,
not being funny, black men go to the doctor, black men take care of yourselves.
yeah.
Like this is a challenge. How many black men that are listening right now to our podcast, how many of you have a PCP and how many of you go to your doctor annually?
Right. Yeah.
That's all I'll just say. If it's been more than 5 years, if you haven't gone to the PCP in the last 5 years,
The only time you go to a doctor is when something is wrong. Like you don't just go like to get a checkup.
exactly.
Just go like, okay, this hurts. So like, yeah, I don't feel this don't feel. That's the only time you go if
I've
something
had a
feels
headache for the
fun.
last three
Something feels
months.
funny. That's the only time you
I've
go.
had a head that hasn't gone away in the last 3 months. What? Excuse me?
My heart is racing. So yeah, and that's the only time you go on if something is wrong and shit. Like
That was very accurate of the depiction. So when we go back to his daughter, when his daughter was like, I'm finding out now, and then other people from his family network, like his goddaughter and like his former businessman, like people who were like close to him, it's like, yeah, we're just finding out right now.
yeah.
And the fact that he had died 45 days before that.
And this CD spokesperson is yeah, this yeah, I want to know more about this person. I don't even have the name in front of me right now.
And then to even top it off even more, they were like 9 days after he died, he was cremated. So
Yeah, suspicious, yeah.
it's like not even
Yeah.
like any evidence of something
It
of foul play is up in smoke.
literally went up in smoke. And
It's
yeah,
up in smoke, literally, not being funny, but anything that may have warranted and all that,
anything
because even
foul
after
play is like,
somebody
yeah, like there's no way to even verify.
detect that.
All you can go by is this person, this CDS spokesperson's word. Is like it's all we have to go
Mhm.
by.
And then I saw a copy of his death certificate that was released. I don't think that they should have done that. I thought that that was like why you have his death certificate
Yeah.
out there?
Yeah.
That seems like personal information that shouldn't be shared to the public, right? At least not now, because I mean he just died. So,
Yeah.
but this is just, I mean, I know October just started, but I'm like, this may be the October on the calendar. You know, the yearly calendar that they have. Like Cat Williams is January on our calendar for
He did.
2024.
He was absolutely
The
September.
September, yeah, and the baby oil, that was September. Um,
A Diddy
but
might get too, like whenever the Cassie video came up, could be a Diddy moment too. Like I don't know what
yeah, that
month
was
that was.
March. Yeah,
March, so that could be March. So
he might be too.
Diddy might made it to calendar twice. Like Trump getting shot in the ear was July, like with the his fist in the air and shit. Both the flags in the background, that's July. I would say. Like, but those are all of the cap. So like, yeah, John Amos could be October possibly.
I'm like, even though it just
Early,
started,
still
but
early,
I
still
mean,
early. Yeah,
this is just very peculiar, just all the way that this stuff is playing out. And then the report, because I do remember this blurb. I do remember seeing this blurb pop up that the sister was saying that she was accusing the brother of elder abuse earlier this year.
I did hear something
I
about
saw that blurb,
Jews.
like you know how you said the little
Yeah,
blurb
see,
at
I
the
probably saw
bottom.
it. Yeah, like I did hear that story on one of those gossip sites.
Yeah, I saw that. I
I,
did see that
yeah,
blurb,
yeah, yeah,
but nothing really materialized from it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, um, yeah, but just seeing that and then he was saying that no, she was the one doing it, and then
It's a lot of
it's just been
he say now.
it's been a lot of this, and then even the daughter said that like he purposely isolated our father away from everybody, like he's taken him and isolated him. She's like, our father has dementia. And she said that the videos that you see, because I had seen videos of his son, because like both one thing about John, he has strong genes. Both of his kids look exactly like him. They look exactly like him. Like his son's a spitting image of him. But it's like when he was recording the videos for like TikTok and things like that, you would see like these little fun videos of him doing like the little cutesy interactions with his dad and stuff. And then his daughter was saying that that's further from the truth, because she said that he has dementia and he's basically feeding him those lines and just recording him when he says it. Because if somebody does have dementia, it's like they
Possible.
can't rationalize. So it's like you could say anything like, I I love my son, you're the greatest son ever. And then they repeat it back and you film that. So it looks authentic. But
Yeah,
that's what the daughter is saying. But now it's this now, like you said, it's a lot of the
he-
pointing the finger, it's a lot of the he say, she say.
hearsay,
So
a lot of hearsay going on now.
I'm just hoping that whatever the family is going through, I'm hoping that they can make amends with everything. And it's incredibly sad that they lost their father and that this is having to play out in public, like this whole.
Hope they get it together, like either on yeah, yay or nay, like yeah, whatever. Hope
And I'm hoping and then the other telling thing too is that the Dara said that the son that the will was amended before his death.
yeah.
So that always makes me go whenever somebody says that someone's will is
Right
amended
before
right
somebody
before they
dies,
die.
it's
That
always
always makes me antsy. Like I always get like
whether it's a will or like some beneficiary on a life insurance.
my life is
All
exactly,
that shit is
exactly,
suspicious to me. Right before somebody dies, these changes are made. Yeah, it's always sus.
exactly. Like it's
Yeah,
like, oh, this changed, and then a month later, the person is dead, and it's like that just always makes me,
yeah,
I get really nervous about that type of stuff. So
it is sus. As they say.
whatever they're going through, I'm hoping that, it's not what we think. I'm hoping it's not a lot of, like I said, it's a lot of red flags and a lot of stuff that's sensors are going off, but I'm hoping that
The shit is very sus.
it's not a
Uh,
more sinister meaning. I'm hoping it's not.
yeah. What 84? You said rest in
Yes,
peace,
84.
Mr. James Evans or John Amos, I should say. Rest in peace. And since we're talking about age, guess who made 100? We got
Jimmy Carr?
39th president Jimmy Carter,
Yeah, I saw that.
first president ever to make it to 100. I'm like, that's a big month because his birthday was on the first to October 1st. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, that's a big milestone. He's still
When I
around.
saw that, I was like, wow, Jimmy Carr is 100.
Still around. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
And as recently as a couple years ago, wasn't he still doing the Habitat for Humanity? Wasn't he still participating in
Yeah.
that thing?
Yeah. Was he at Biden's inauguration? I don't remember.
Before he had a fall, I want to say,
He
because like
might
he
have
had
been
a
at
fall.
I think was he at the Biden inauguration? I don't remember in
He may have
2021.
been,
Might have been there. I don't
but he
remember.
seemed like he seems like he's still sprightly and still,
Recently, it's like a few years ago, you still saw him doing shit. Yeah.
yeah, because he was still like doing Habitat for Humanity. I'm like, he's out there still building houses. Like what? This man's like 97 years old. Like what?
I was like, dude, made 100. Yeah. So what do we have? Six living presidents right now, I believe. Because Carter is W, it's Clinton,
when
Obama,
Obama,
Trump,
Trump,
Biden. Yeah, we got
Biden.
6 presidents that are living right now. Might be the most ever because like
Yeah,
you really don't get that many presidents alive at the
exactly.
same time. Yeah. Big
W.
yeah. I fucked the order up. I should have Clinton should have came before W. I was trying to
Right.
do them in order. It's like, yeah, but I guess I confused the two Bushes. That's why I fucked them up. I was like, yeah, it was
Got
weird.
W.
Two Bushes. I messed the order up, but yeah, Jimmy Carter made it to 100. Yeah. And since we talking about grandpa, I was like, Grandpa Shady, let's talk about it.
I know. I was like, oh my
So we
God.
getting old. It's like,
We're
yeah,
old.
we remember like what 5-year-old Haley and shit. We remember that when
Haley Jade.
we remember
It-
Haley when she was a
It's
little.
okay. Go with him, Haley. Dada.
Yeah. We remember little Haley. It's like, and now Haley's a married woman about to have a baby.
My daddy's gone crazy. We remember that with Haley when she was little, because Haley would be on the songs with him when she was
Yeah.
little.
He put her on his records early. Yeah. Like,
Mhm.
so we
One
remember.
thing about Eminem, as much as, like I said, love him or hate him, the thing that we could all agree on, Eminem was a great father.
Yeah.
He's a great father. He is. Like his daughter, like the relationship he has with his daughter. And the most beautiful thing that I recently saw is it because now that the news came up about him being a grandpa, because his daughter just got married in
He
May.
got married early this year.
Yeah. And
Pregnant
she
with her first
surprised
child.
him.
Yeah. Her
She
first child.
gave him a jersey and he opened it
His
up and it said
grandpa.
grandpa. And there was a sonogram there. The way his face, he was like his face was just like, but then they showed another video of him at her wedding. And then the way he walked up to her when he saw her dress and everything. And then I think that he was saying like you look beautiful or something. I think that's what his mouth was saying. And then he put his glasses back on, his sunglasses, and he was like, you could see that he was just so torn with emotion. Like that man was bawling.
He
He
was
was
like, he was
crying.
like, he was like, I'm not crying, you are. So he was
Yeah, he was like, and then another video,
baby girl.
another part. And then another part, she gave him like something to read, and he read like a sentimental note from her before he walked her down the aisle. And then he just started like you just saw just tears pouring down his face. So it was nice seeing Eminem because you know that he's kind of like he's crazy and he's kind of he doesn't show emotion. So to see him in that vulnerable moment with him crying with his daughter about being happy that he's able to walk his daughter down the aisle to give his daughter away to get married. And we have to remember Haley is 28. So I mean, like
And I
she's
was
a great
like, that's when I
she's
had my old
28.
man moment. I was like, I remember when she was like 5. It's just like,
Fine, yeah.
I was like, and now she's a grown woman about to have her own. I was
She's
like,
28. So
yeah.
because Eminem came out in 99. So yeah, that was 25 years ago. So she was 3 when he came out. So yeah, she's a grown woman, but it's just funny just to see that. And my fantasy that I said it's gonna be fun because I said this is what I imagine. I said once Eminem, I said that baby, especially if she has a girl that looks just like her, you not gonna be able to tell him nothing. He's gonna spoil that baby so much if she looks just like her. And
Grandpa.
then the other thing I said was, I'm hoping in my mind that we'll see Pop play dates of him and Snoop with their grandchildren
That
playing
was, that was,
together. I want to see Pop play dates. That's what I want to see. Because you know that it's going to be, because Snoop is a Papa. So, I mean, he has grandkids. So you'll see him taking and then them interacting and having their grandkids and kicking back in. But congratulations to Granddad Shady.
and let's talk about his most famous protege right now, Mr. 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson.
Curtis Jackson.
All my fans of they say it's a big rich town. Power Book 2, the finale aired this weekend. No spoilers, because like some people might have not watched the shit yet. I'm not that asshole. It was major spoilers that I saw all over the line last week.
I
But
saw funeral programs, so I'm like, okay, this is
yeah,
too
y'all
much.
putting
This is too
all,
much.
about major characters getting killed off. Like y'all doing too much. It's like, but I was into it. Like typically, like with finales on shows, you're gonna get like mixed reactions.
Yeah.
It's hard to live up to like every show is going to have. I've never seen a show where like everybody loved the finale. It's always kind of split. It's like, oh, that was amazing. Like, oh yeah, I expected more. Like that's what I'm getting. It's like that's what I see in my time. People either loved it or be like I wanted more. It's like, yeah,
I wanted more. I definitely wanted more when Sex and the City ended. Like I feel like the way that they tried to try to tie up some of the loose, it was like they kind of rushed tying some of the ends. Some of the
yeah,
ends were definitely rushed in that season, in that Sex and the City finale for me.
yeah.
But
And
yeah.
then like the Seinfeld was another controversial
Yeah,
finale.
that was a controversial one.
People like was split down the middle on that one. It's like, but most
But the thing
shows.
is, did they die? Like that's what the thing people are saying. That's the
I
fan
know
theory that they
that's
died.
a fan theory that's out there. Like our four cast members actually died in a plane crash, and then
Mhm.
the trial is their judgment day. That's a 30-year spoiler. Okay, the trial is their judgment day, yeah. And then like the guilty verdict is them getting sent to hell. It's like I'm like that's
Hell
an
yeah.
interesting theory, yeah, interesting fan theory. And then but I was into it. I never the way I won't spoil it, but they did leave they left the way it ended, they left the door open for a possible reboot down the line. I'm like, I like the way that it ended. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we could look in case we want to come back and visit this story, like they left the door
Mhm.
open for that. Yeah. So they made even though they killed off characters last, they didn't kill off everybody. Like so yeah, they left the door open. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, interesting. Yeah. I was into it, yeah, because
I like the door being left slightly ajar because
you can always come back. Yeah, okay, we can
yeah.
revisit it. Yeah, sometimes you just need to take a break from the story. Okay,
It's
like
not a soap opera. Like we know people die on soap operas and then they always come back.
you can leave the door open and then like in like 5 years come back and like see how
Most
these
glaring one is good morning.
morning. Yeah, Bobby.
This man was in the shower. He
they
taking a
red
shower like nothing happened.
they retconned an entire season.
Good morning.
Bobby Ewing.
If you
And then
guys don't know what we're talking about Dallas with Bobby Ewing when he died.
everybody remembers. Everybody knows about the Who Shot JR storyline, but the
Yeah.
lesser famous one is like when Bobby was killed.
Bobby was killed and then
He
he came back
killed.
a year later.
And like he Patrick Duffy tried to pursue movie, but who's gonna hire Bobby Ewing to be in that movie? I'm like, so that's not gonna happen. It's like so he came back to his bread and butter. Like, let me go back to Dallas
Let
and
me go back to
shit.
sitcoms. Or let me go back to TV. Let me go back to the
He did a
small
sitcom
screen.
later, but yeah,
That's like who he did step by step. Like, but let me
yeah.
go back to the small
Go back to
screen.
television. This
The
movie
small
shit.
screen, yeah, not the big screen, the small screen.
And then they like, how do we bring him back? We killed him. It's like, well, it's a soap opera. That's how we bring him back. And he's just in the shower one day, like, good morning. It's like, and then
I thought you were a dream, you were dead.
and so what they did, they retconned that whole season. Is like everything that happened before, like after Bobby's death, never happened.
And that happened.
It's like shit that happened to other characters. They had to pretend like none of that happened. Let's say if somebody got married, okay, then now they not married anymore. For example, you had to retcon all the other
Somebody had a
characters.
baby, you didn't have a
Yeah, you
baby.
had to retcon and all of that shit because of Bobby Ewing. They retconned the whole show. It was like, okay, none of the shit happened. Let's just pick up where we left off before he died.
I do like the idea of that. So, like I say, even though like I got some spoilers, I think I may sit down and watch the Power book too.
And now that Power Book 2 is complete, you can like
I may just sit down and watch it.
yeah.
That might be a good show to watch like during my time off for the holiday. I might do some of that during the holiday season.
See what
Maybe.
Tariq St. Patrick and company are up to.
Yeah.
There we go. And let's get on to some fuckery right now. It's like
Oh God, what's this for?
Garth Brooks. He's in the news now. You didn't hear this story yet.
Why?
This is why I'm breaking it out. It's
Oh
like,
gosh. Okay, let me.
okay, we had P. Diddy first of all. Yeah. And then last week we had V Diddy. We talked about Vince McMahon. It's like, so is this G Diddy now? Garth Brooks?
Giddy.
P. Diddy? A new
Giddy.
loss.
Giddy.
A new
Okay, what did
lawsuit.
Giddy do?
Garth Brooks allegedly cornered his makeup artist at a hotel suite and raped her so violently that she felt like she was going to break her body in two. Yeah. It's like he got a
Oh
rape
my
charge.
God.
As a chick who was his former, it's like per TMZ, by the way. The incident happened back in 2019. and his former she was a makeup artist, and he corners her one day like, yeah, the way this goes right here, and the way this story is telling right here is they were supposed to be going to an event in Nashville, but when she gets on the private plane, he's the only one on there, so you automatically should be
Oh
suspicious.
my gosh.
Okay, okay, where's the rest of the crew at? Like, why is it just me and you? Like, so then when they land and get to their hotel, it's like only one room again. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm getting mad. It's
Yeah. And then whatever happens, happens. And then
Here's the thing about some guys, like I said, I these allegations are horrific.
yeah,
And I'm just gonna put this out there. Men, especially when men get to a certain status, so they have money and power, every woman ain't gonna want you. Let's get that out the way. Women don't care if you have money, women don't care if you have fame, so women don't care about that. So you being a whole creep and just thinking that that's okay to do, it's just not.
yeah, like if this in fact happened, it's
If
fucked.
this did happen,
Because right
he's a
now it's
horrible
just
person.
yeah, we going by her word, but if this happened, it's fucked up. It's like
Who does like that? That sounds that's very wild. Like if this did happen,
yeah.
I hope that she gets justice if this did happen. If it didn't happen, you can't make allegations like that against somebody.
Yeah, if it didn't happen, then I hope they go after her and bring her down because
Yeah, you can't make allegations against somebody. But if this did in fact
yeah, in
happen,
fact happened is like Cat Williams said it best. Everybody's truth is coming. It's 2024. Man. Cat predicted that at the beginning of the year. It's like, mm,
because people are no longer, here's the thing, people are no longer afraid now.
yeah,
Like a lot of stuff, people are well, why'd you wait to report? A lot of people were afraid to report things. We can't tell victims that we can't blame the victims and basically discredit them because they waited to come forward.
yeah,
A lot of victims are scared. Like if somebody threatened your family, think about like how powerful some of these people are. Somebody threatens your sister. Like I forgot what story that was somebody like they threatened like their disabled sister or something. I forgot which story that was I heard.
yeah. Mm,
You're making threats like that to like people's family and stuff wanting to cause harm. It's like that's intimidating.
mm.
And then let's be real, like unless you don't have the money to fight, like I said, you can go to court, but unless you have that smoking gun, like Cassie had that smoking gun.
Yeah.
She had that smoking gun. That's why she knew, like, okay,
That's why Diddy
okay,
originally settled immediately because like this video.
that smoking gun. He
Shout
didn't
out
want the video to get out.
shout out Law and Order, by the way. They had their season premiere and they definitely
Oh,
it was heavily influenced by Diddy and
oh, I'm
Cassie.
gonna watch it. It's on Peacock, right? It's on
On
Peacock.
Peacock, the original
Okay, I'm
Law.
gonna watch it.
Season 22 is it now? 20 that years like the first episode of the current season, basically. Yeah, it's like they is yeah. I was like, I'll see where this is going, right?
Because I was waiting for the Diddy
So we have a
episode.
video that that his publicist got from the hotel. I was like, oh, I see where this is going.
Okay, I'm gonna watch
I
it.
knew where it was going. As soon as they said that, I was like, okay.
Boom, boom,
You know,
boom, boom,
the Dick
boom.
Wolf is notorious from
Boom,
ripping shit from
boom,
the
boom, boom,
headlines and
boom,
shit. It's
boom, 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 boom,
notorious for
boom,
ripping shit
boom.
from the headlines. It's like,
Yeah. That's why I said this whole year, he's just been doing this whole year, ripped from the headlines.
yeah.
Like
And this
some
is like, and now this was filmed before the baby oil shit happened. So
oh,
maybe they should do a follow up episode of that. Bring that, do a follow up.
I mean, a
Like
lot
it's
has
just about this.
transpired.
It was just about when the video came out. It's before all the other shit came up with it.
But you gotta like at some point, accountability does have to be into play with some of these people. Like the plain thing, oh, we by ourselves. Oh, we in the hotel by like if that did happen,
And some
and then wouldn't it just take a simple check of like, if it was a private plane, then you can look and see who all the passengers were on this day on this flight. Who are your passengers on this plane? Can't you pull a log like that from a
it seems
private
like
plane
that's
and thing?
something that'll be possible that you can find out.
And then with hotels, you check in and out, you can pull that. There's some of
And we
these are
saw
stuff
we
that you
know
can
it
pull
goes down with
pretty
hotels.
easily.
Like we saw that with Cassie and P Diddy. Like
Yeah, that you can pull those pretty easily. You can
uh,
pull those records from the hotel
hotel
pretty
records.
easily.
You can yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy shit though.
So hopefully, like these people, like it's like just throw 2024 away. Like everybody is just a damn Harvey Weinstein. Like everybody is Epstein this year. Everybody.
The sex scandals are something. I saw Jaguar Wright. She was on Piers Morgan show. Like
Yes.
she was dropping more nukes. Like, yeah, I don't know what to think of like for these allegations. But I always say that she hasn't been sued, so that's like a tell right there to me. I'm not saying
Hmm.
that everything she says is true, but the fact that nobody has sued this woman and she just said some wild shit over the years and shit.
Hmm.
And thought, cause now she's saying that Mr. Sean Carter is next. She's going after, so she gonna get that beehive on her neck, yeah, because like she's going after them now. That's who she mentioned the
Then
latest
I
one.
saw another video that said that she said that she found that it's a 500,000 bounty on her head.
Yeah, it
It's
was
like,
after the Piers Morgan. She said that
yeah.
about because like she mentioned, yeah, because the beehive about to put that bounty on her. Yeah, because she it was after that aired, and then she said she had a bounty on her head after she
I
talked
saw
about
that one video. She said
Jay-Z.
that Jay-Z and
Jay-Z
Beyonce,
and Beyonce
she said they're a
they're
nasty
next.
little couple or whatever she was
They're
saying.
next is what she said. Yeah.
She would say they're a nasty little couple. They're a nasty little couple. The way she was like implying, like she didn't say much, but she was just implying a lot of.
She
It was a
mentioned
lot of
Clive.
innuendo.
Mentioned Clive Davis, like a lot of us has mentioned like Clive Davis. He taught Diddy everything he knows. Like she talked about all of that, yeah, and the Piers Morgan. So she's she hasn't been wrong yet. It's like I'm not saying that she's telling the truth, but like she hasn't been sued, and then a lot of the shit she says turns out it ends up happening. So I'm gonna
Mhm.
keep an eye on the Diddy, Beyonce. I mean, not Diddy, Jay, Beyonce, and Clive Davis. Watch all three of them and shit. I want to see what happens.
All stuff is getting exposed, like they said,
Yeah.
like Kat said.
Mm, crazy shit. Let's expose our government a little bit right now. Let's expose the
Plus,
Fed.
we
Well, we got, before we get there, we like what 30 days out from this general election, so it is what it is. But what we haven't been talking about a lot in the news, like surprisingly, because it's almost another Katrina situation, is Hurricane Helene. It's like I don't know if
Colleen, yeah.
yes, it's that caused massive destruction. It's like yeah, like people have lost everything. It's like lives, like hundreds of
Yeah, I
lives. Yeah.
saw it, the one where the mom and her newborn twins lost their life. That was just incredibly sad to see that.
I saw a video with like
Mhm.
it looked like a bunch of seniors just trapped like the waist deep water like
Oh,
in a house. I
God.
saw yeah, because I've been looking at videos on, but nobody's really talking about this story. It should be getting way more coverage. And
Mhm.
but the fuck shit the government did. Let's talk about that. It's like
Oh,
let's
Lord,
talk
what
about
they
FEMA and shit. Yeah, let's talk about that beacon of light FEMA. They offered these flood hurricane victims like no take a guess how much what's the number how much money they offer.
I saw it. It says $750.
$750. It's like meanwhile you sending billions to the Ukraine.
That's groceries for the month, maybe.
Yeah, you sending billions to the Ukraine, billions to Israel and shit. You like these migrants you done gave them more. They got like twice like 1,500 or something like so they got more than the fucking than the citizens that are suffering right now. Like
We
750.
know
I'm
that the
like,
system be heavily flawed. We know
yeah, it's
that. It's a
FEMA.
lot. It's a
We
lot
saw
of
that with Katrina. FEMA's a fucking joke then. Like that shouldn't have happened the way that went down. It's like that was 20 years ago when that shit happened. It's like it is still a mess and shit.
it needs to be a more
Yeah. Like
efficient way of
750.
doing things because you can help people and it should be stuff aside just for purposes because we know during certain times hurricanes happen and then every so many years it's going to be a huge hurricane that
Yeah.
greatly impacts
Let's say like
like
every 10 years. Let's say like
every
every
10 to 15 years, let's
thing
say
happens, something like that. Yeah.
a big hurricane because Hurricane Katrina was '05.
That was 20 years ago. And then we had some other hurricanes, and I know the one that hit the East Coast was pretty big. I can't think of the name of that one.
Mhm.
It's like, but this is the biggest one probably since Katrina. This
Like
Helene.
every like 10 to 15 years, we know that something's going to happen. So to have like funds in place to have, I mean, like isn't it a lot of real estate that's vacant now? So
Yeah,
like can't these be like emergency shelters?
yeah. I don't see why they couldn't be. Yeah.
Like we did pop-ups for like COVID testing, like all those ones that were like
Yeah, they did
COVID
all of
testing.
that shit for COVID. It's like, yeah,
And now like I mean, they all those COVID testing centers are gone now, obviously,
yeah.
because COVID's here. It's not like it's a death sentence or anything like that. I mean, I'm not saying not making light of COVID. I'm not
It
doing
is
that.
what it is. Like, and they said that hey, they eventually came with at home testing, and then
Hmm.
Walgreens. So like all these COVID testing centers, you didn't really need anymore. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
it's like once that became established, those
Yeah.
two things.
So my thing is all this real estate that's vacant, all these storefronts, can we, emergency shelter, like, have like some sub-zero fridges in there to like stock with food, have cots, get some cots for beds. Like you could easily set up a shelter, an emergency shelter with little, like you don't need a lot.
Yeah,
Like, obviously, like I mean, the people, I mean, like it's a devastating thing. Like I can't imagine losing everything that you own and
yeah.
just having just the shirt on your back. I can't even imagine
You
that.
just walked out basically with the shirt on your back. Yeah, yeah.
But it's like in that instance, you're just happy to be alive. So be it in a shelter where you're warm, you're dry, you have food.
Mm,
It's like, okay, we're here temporarily housed, but now we're going to get resources to help you
exactly.
to get back on your feet.
Yeah,
That's
man.
just what I feel. I feel like all these empty storefronts need to
Y'all,
be.
y'all can say what you want about me, but I don't. Yeah, like if you got billions to send to the fucking Ukrainians and shit, take care of the American citizens first. Like, fuck all this overseas
That's
bullshit.
always been my thing in any situation, whether it be government or just personal. Like
Yeah,
before you can give and help anybody else, you
yeah,
gotta help yourself first.
yeah.
That's always been my thing. Like, I mean, it's nothing wrong with being like, yeah, like I think that if you do give, you should give and be more a philanthropist, it should be more of that type of thing. But you can't if you can't pay your own bills, you can't I mean, you shouldn't be giving money to somebody if
Yeah.
you can't even pay
You're
your
gonna
own
have
bills.
$750 for the hurricane victims, and now you got billions sent to Ukraine and Israel
Like
and
I
these.
said, that's maybe a month of
Man,
groceries.
I'm just saying, man.
Maybe.
And like you said, you walked out with nothing. It's like, yeah, so you gonna have to wear the same clothes, same underwear. It's like you need resources, and like 750 ain't gonna cut it. That's
Right, that's what
just
I'm saying. I'm saying these storefronts, set those up, and then, like I said, Walmart, you guys make a lot of money. You can donate essential supplies like toiletries, underwear, socks.
yeah,
You
soap.
can donate. You're going to get a tax write-off anyway.
Yeah,
Looking into the camera. You're
right.
going to get a tax write-off anyway, so you can donate these supplies to these. That's what I would say, do an emergency shelter in these empty storefronts.
Mm.
It wouldn't be that much to like make it happen. You wouldn't need to do a lot to get that up. But what do I know? Like I always say, I'm just a peon. I know nothing. I am. So
Wrap
maybe
up
I
on
should run for government. Maybe I should run for because I have ideas. Maybe I should run, but I don't like the where the government stuff is going now, the direction of things. I don't like it. I'll share my ideas to people, but
Want to wrap on a quick sports update?
yes.
Dun-dun-dun. Carl Anthony Towns traded to the New York Knicks.
Wait,
Huge
what?
blockbuster. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
for who? Like who they
I'm gonna read it's a three-team trade, like a three-team deal. This is what the details. Per it wasn't Woj who I think it was Shams that posted it. Woj is retiring, by the way. So
I know I saw that. I was
we
like,
didn't
who am I
mention
gonna get
that
my news
last
from
week.
now? Who
Yeah,
am I gonna get my news from now? I guess Sham, I guess now.
I think the Knicks get Karl Anthony Towns in the draft rights of some guy whose name I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce. It's like, and then the Timberwolves are the second team. Like, of course, obviously they get Julius Randle, Dante
Hmm.
DiVincenzo, Keita Base Job in a 2025 first rounder. While the Hornets are our third team, they get two second round picks. some other players and some cash. It's like, yeah. So I guess it's just to make salaries match, like dump some
Hmm.
salary. Like they said that they needed a third team to like dump unload
So
some
now we're going to see Spike in that Karl Anthony Towns jersey.
stuff. Yeah.
We're going to see
By
Spike
that, I'm like, okay, interesting. Yeah.
and him and Brunson. Okay, I like it.
Brunson Towns. Yeah, they putting together and they still got Coach
Okay.
Tibbs. They putting together something exciting in New York and shit.
I kind of like that. I like that move. I do.
Because they had a good season last year. It's like they just ran out of gas a little bit. Now
Look
get some
good, but can we
weapons.
be better?
Yeah, get
That's
some
the
more weapons.
thing.
Yeah.
We tweak it a little bit. We're good, but I want to be great.
Get some more weapons is what they were after and shit.
Hmm.
So I saw that.
Interesting.
I'm like, okay.
So now I'm counting down for basketball season.
Yeah. We had our media days. Preseason basketball should be starting up, I think, if not already. You know, preseason NBA preseason. We had the media days like with
Mhm.
which one a video Bulls video's been going viral, they little TikTok dance or whatever. Which is I'm like, yeah, they're young rebuilding.
They're what
And they
they're
screw.
Gen Z. Are they
Yeah,
Gen Z? Yeah, I think that's what that generation's called.
yeah.
They're the TikTok generator. These kids do
People really
TikToks.
were comparing this to like the '90s Bulls. Like you never see the '90s. The '90s Bulls were contenders. And you don't see like contenders doing that now. Like you don't see like the Celtics doing videos like that. It's like
Right.
a young scrub team is like I'm sure the Bulls like the Elton Brand Bulls probably did dumb shit like that. It just wasn't no TikTok. So
They're
like
young guys.
yeah, and they scrub. So like who cares? It's like yeah. And they still trying to unload their veterans. Like I said, Zach and Vooch, they trying to get rid of them. So yeah, that's really the only two vets still around. Is like because the DeRozan's gone, Drummond's gone. Like most of the vets are gone. It's like
Hmm.
yeah, you young scrub team. That's what you going. They rebuilding, so it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
And Lonzo, I saw he's coming back, but I believe that when I see it. He said he's healthy now. Like now you
I
get
saw that too.
so like that's the three vets they trying to get rid of then. Zach, Vooch, and Lonzo, yeah. But everybody else is like will be part of the rebuilding team.
Mhm.
So I don't know what's going on with that. But I just had to mention that Karl Anthony Towns trade because that was a big deal. Like, okay.
It-
Well, let's wrap up. Not another damn podcast, episode 381. Definitely appreciate you supporting us. You want to support us further, you know what to do. Give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review all your platforms, talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, YouTube, and your Amazon Alexa devices. Follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well.
And you can check me out, MSIMAH626 on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Also, SCR8GULIEY1 on X, SCR8GULIEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page and check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs.
I forgot the Knicks got Mikal Bridges too. I'm still looking. That was earlier. Yeah. Cool. I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.